Today's adventure begins with this bird chowing down on some crackers. And I have just gone over to the Cornerstone Market and Deli, right there on the side, located on Market Street, across from Market Square, where the fountain is happening. Sun is about to set here in the evening. Another hour or so, should be sundown. And I have procured a piping hot beverage from said Cornerstone Market. And I've finally done it. As of the recording of this, I am stating now that I am a stockholder in the Disney Corporation. I have purchased Disney shares, quite a few of them. Let me do the intro. Welcome everyone, Adam the Woo here, and I will not be giving the specifics of how many shares that I now own, but it's a decent amount. In fact, I took nearly all of the money that I have halved in my regular savings account. Almost all of it. I would say 90% of my savings account went to this endeavor. I'm inviting you to join me as I just discuss that. A little walk and talk as that motorcycle goes by. Shall you? You should probably take a sip. Hello. What's good? Someone rolled their window down and made a noise. I just made a yummy sound. A young Frankenstein. I made a yummy sound. Also, a little asterisk on this. I did not purchase the stocks today. It was months ago. Months and months and months ago, and I have kept it quiet and not announced it. Didn't put it out into the universe until now. And I really thought about not even discussing it at all or talking about it, but I wanted to document this for posterity and just look back on this moment 5, 10, heck at 20 years from now, and be glad that I at least put what I hope will happen out into the universe. Let's go to the lakefront. A lot different and mellow vibe than it was during the car show over the previous weekend. Well, there's a car now driving right down the middle, but they had all the streets blocked off, as they do for many different events, including Christmas with the tree in the middle and the Snope, and the Celebration Exotic Car Festival, which came and went. It was fun. There is a nice sized timepiece up on the side of that wall. As you can see, it is about 15 minutes, give or take a moment, until 7 p.m. Yeah, I think I got that right. And the lakefront is only a few feet from here. Now, for many years prior to me making this decision, I always wanted to, well, at least research. I had researched, but I always wanted to take the plunge, if you will, into owning some stocks, into having something that would make some money other than a standard savings account, or, you know, just having money in a piggy bank. So into middle of well, actually probably early of last year, let's say middle of last year, I'll have to look that up, but recently into last year I finally did it. Very beautiful out here. You know, I just also became a DVC member. Now this was in the last couple of weeks. I've had the stock for a little longer than that. But I now am a shareholder, a DVC member, and there's one other. I figured if I'm gonna go in all the way. On top of those other two things I just mentioned, I have also signed up and became a D23 member. Something I've wanted to do for a while. That is only about $120 a year. Well, you can see my shadow down here. It's magic hour. Magic hour is the time frame when the sun starts to set and things glisten against facades like so. That's just that's not the precise explanation. What if the fake duck is still over there? Oh yeah, it's still there. Let's go over here to the fake duck. Now, there are alligators in here. I'm gonna zoom in on the fake duck, the duck that never moves and never makes a sound. See the fake duck right there? I think that fake duck needs a name. I know there is a real fowl. Okay, I'm gonna do a little soul searching, come up with a name for that fake duck, but there is a real bird right over there. That is not, you know, it was rumored that there were animatronics placed out here. Oh, look, there's another one right here. Where's it at? There it is. There's a bird right there sticking its neck out. That's a good friend. Well, it just went away, but I was gonna say, that bird is a good friend. It's to stick its neck out for you. And this one over here is shaking its tail feathers. I am now a D23, it's scratching its neck. I'm now a D23 member. That bird submerged itself. Oh, there's an alligator. There's a gator. Okay, it's there somewhere. Gator, where are you? You gonna come out into out of the shade? Yeah, there you go. You see it real clear there. Gator. Okay, it stops right there, peeking out of the tree shadow. It's a tiny little gator. It's a baby gator. Okay, I'm getting distracted. Creating a nice little breeze there with your wingspan. Now, the D23 membership, that's not the most exciting thing, but I do believe that by having that, I will get first access to buying D23 Expo tickets, which should be quite a good time since, you know, the last one was postponed considerably during the current situation. Oh man, look at that. That looks amazing over there. Yeah, D23 Expo, always a good time. And I get some special stuff sent to me. Some added bonuses. Nothing super fancy. But I kind of figured, since, you know, I now live in Celebration, Florida, at least one of my two places that I reside. Southern California being one homestead, the other one here in Central Florida, a community that Walt Disney World built. And now it's going full Disney. But the thing about the stocks, that should be beneficial in more ways than just personal happiness, than going to theme parks, enjoying what Walt Disney created many, many years ago that has bountifully blossomed into a thriving enterprise. It will also, if all goes well, crossing my fingers, benefit my retirement and my wallet. Maybe. It might. Maybe. I'm kind of staring into the sun now. If I put the camera there, it kind of obscures it just a little bit. It's kind of bright. It's maybe not have been the best seat, but I have this bench here looking across the waterway. I think this works. Maybe I don't know. It's not too warm. The sun is, well, that's kind of bright. I should probably move. I will in a second. I want to get my thoughts out first. So I'm looking into not only investments, but, you know, things that will 20 years from now might be beneficial. So DVC, Disney Vacation Club, I just did a couple of weeks ago, give or take a day. And I did that more so that I can do videos, I can do room reviews, I can also have peace of mind places to stay. And for the first few years, let's say 2 or 3 years of having 10, 15 stays per year on the point system, I got 150 points. Those will help kind of curb and pay for the prices of having the DVC membership. So after that's all said and done, 5, 10 years from now, whenever the day happens when I'm not doing videos anymore, that bird just flew up in the tree right there. It wants to be in the video. When I'm not doing videos, when I'm not using that for content as well as well-being, staying close to the parks and just having a relaxing stay, they will always be there. It's a 50-year contract. I'm figuring I'll probably use it for 30 because I'm 46 now. I'll be 47 in August. So if I live to be 77, I will get 30 years out of that DVC membership. I've kind of discussed this a little bit more, but I just wanted to throw in that footnote. So that is an investment, and it will be paid off decades before it is said and done. I'll have the monthly fees, which aren't really too much based on the points I have. There is monthly fees, yearly fees, but nothing compared to the chunk of money you have to put up front. There is financing for it as well, but all that, if things go well, will be paid off considerably earlier than the tenure of the contract. So now that I got that out of the way, let's talk about being a shareholder, now being a stockholder for the Disney Corporation. Something I've wanted to do for a long time. I had some, I have a little bit of a history with the Disney parks, especially Florida parks. All that was lifted and changed. Don't want to discuss that, but that information is out there. And when that happened, I thought, what if when all this is said and done, I kind of change the momentum and change the way I look at things and do things that I would have never done before, just because I am grateful and to be happy that I am back to the premises here at WDW. And one of those things was to do the DVC, own property, granted, in a small dose only, just a short time every year, but to own property in a very tiny way at Walt Disney World. And that has been accomplished. And the next step was to own a part of the company. Not a lot of the company, not an exorbitant amount, nothing that I could really show up and my voice would ever change anything in a board meeting, but on a small level, I could be the lower percentile of ownership of the Disney Corporation, not just the parks, but also, get Disney Plus. You got the overseas properties, you got the resorts, you got the cruises. It is an incredible gamut. Is that a word? Unlike the DVC, which I'm trying to get a 30-year investment out of, the stock, that's pretty neat, these lights here. There's the sun over there behind the cloud formation setting. The stocks, I'm going to try to get a 20-year return on. I have no thoughts of selling it until I'm probably 65, 66, 67. So let's say 20 years. And what will it be up to at that point? What will it be down to at that point? No one really knows, but I am just going to assume, and you know what they say when you assume something, you make a you-know-what out of yourself. For you and me. There's that gator again. Hello, gator. But I have good thoughts. I have good vibes. I think this is a good decision. Now, back when this whole experience of 2020 started, back in March, April, May of last year, when it really reared its head, there was a lot of decline. A lot of companies, the stocks went down. And as depressing as that was, I didn't own any shares then, I thought, I have some money in savings. I should utilize this for a rainy day. This is like my nest egg. But then I thought, this is never going to go any lower than it is right now. So I pulled almost all of it out. I don't know why I'm focusing on the skater. I pulled almost all of it out and put it in Disney stock. The lowest it went down to was $87 a share. I think it was, let's say 89. Don't quote me on this. It was between 87, 89. Below $90 a share was the lowest it was into early last year when all this, current situation began. I'm gonna walk away from that gator. And I did not have the wherewithal to buy it then, but I did buy it at about $109, $110, $112 a share. As of right now, as of the recording of this, it is approximately $189 a share. I'll pull my phone out and get the accurate number. So I have made on a decent amount of stuff that I purchased on all those shares, which I will not be going into the exact numbers because it's really no one's business, but, well, I guess none of this is really anybody's business, but I'm putting it out there, so I'm making it everyone's business. But I do not want to discuss my exact bank account finances, as no one should know that. But it is a very fascinating subject matter. See, this guy running by, he is talking on the phone while he jogs, and he's talking about some financial stuff. It is a financial year. There are going to be some exponential growth. When everything reopens fully, the world is going to be in a whirlwind of activity, a beehive of activity. I am convinced of that. Oh, don't fret, squirrel. Don't worry, squirrel. I am not going hungry. I do not have to bank on this to be successful, to survive. When I said I put all my money I had in my, there it is, hello squirrel. When I said I put all my money that I had in my savings into the said stock, okay, there you are, hello. That was a long time ago. That was into early of last year. And since then, I haven't put any more in because I reached the limit I wanted to have. And then I saved other money. So that was done. That goal was accomplished. The number of shares I wanted to have was completed. At least for now. I might buy more later, but for now, as of now, I've got as many as I think I need. And then I've saved since then. So I do have, my savings has been restocked, if you will. So I'm okay. I was a little worried then, but I'm not worried now based on how it has escalated since then. Let me show you some graphs. As of this very moment, it is at 187 and change. 187. I purchased in at 117. So it's gone up $70. Let me do the, you know what, I can change this graph and show you lifetime. Let me show you lifetime. I have pinpointed the approximate time frame when I purchased. So May 22nd, it was 118. So it was, around that. That's probably that same week, more or less. But look at the graph. Look back at 2011. See what happens when I do this. But look at just the recent spike over here up to where it is now at 187. But in 2011, it was way down there. I just love this view. I just wanted to show the view. As I kind of changed the graph there and pinpointed in, it was at $40 a share back in 2011. So, 10 years ago, it was at $40 a share. Hypothetically, let's say I had 100 shares. I might have less than that. I might have more than that. I'm just using that as a round number. If I had 100 shares, okay, look at the graph. Bought at 117 and it's now at 187. $70 per one. So what would 100 times 70 be? I would have made $7,000 on 100 shares. Now you do have to pay taxes on that, on your what they call capital gains. I know nothing about this, but I've read up a little bit. Capital gains. So let's do 0.3, paying $2,000 in taxes. So if I had 100 shares and paid $2,000 in taxes on the $7,000 I made since early last year, I'm still profiting $5,000. $5,000. Now, if you want to, you know, say you had 200 shares, 300 shares, 500 shares, 1,000 shares, 10,000 shares, then you could do the math and multiply that. Even if you had one share, you could just do one share. I'm not talking about the singer share that was in Mask and sang the song, Do You Believe in Life After Love? Not that share. I'm talking about a Disney stock share. I could have made a bad decision. You know, with anything, you take a chance, you could be making a bad decision. But I don't feel like no matter what, over time, the history of things, I don't see it going lower than 117, what I bought it in as. That would have to dramatically drop. In fact, I feel it's going to go the opposite way. I feel like it could go, you know, into the next 6-7 months, it could go up to 250. What if it went to 300? What if it went to 400? What if it was like some of these other ones, some of that, like Amazon, that skyrocketed? I don't think it will be that extreme, but what if? What if it did? It's an exciting time. You know, it's good to have different avenues of where you're placing money. I feel like it is anyway. It could be a bad decision. It could be something that I look back on and think, well, that wasn't the wisest thing I ever did. But as stated, not hurting. I have my savings account has been restocked, refilled, so even if this goes away, I'll be sad about it, but it's not going to be detrimental to. Oh, there's another. Hello. Hey, he's got a little walnut. He's eating a walnut. So I think it's going to be good. Just wanted to share that, put it out there. Advice is always, you know, advice is always something that is not always welcome. You don't always want to hear comments, criticism, critiques, but sometimes it's good to get perspective, to put things out into the world and just see what the vibe is like from others. And I'm just going to sit on it for kind of like Fonzie, Happy Days. Sit on it, Fonzie. Sit on it, squirrel. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to follow the Happy Days philosophy and just sit on it. Not touch it, not sell it, even if it increases, even if it goes up or down. It's just going to be there. Are you going to crawl up my leg? You're very friendly. I'm just going to sit on it. And if it goes way up, then I have a little retirement fund. If it doesn't go way up, then I have taken a huge loss. And I might buy more. Who knows? No plans on it though. If it drops down, if there's some weird reasoning, if it ever dropped down again, I might buy a few more shares. One last thing. I have a vested interest in Disney. I'm wearing a Disneyland t-shirt right now. I love Disney. I have a lot of history with Disney. I have a lot of memories, and it's something I can get behind. Now I could put money into a bunch of different stocks across the board, and I might invest in other things, but I only want to invest into something that I am interested in. I would not just want to put money into something that I do not know, that I am not wholeheartedly for. And as everyone knows who is watching this, I love Disney. I help promote for my own well-being, you know, going to the parks, the experience, things like that, the history of Walt and his company. And it's something I can get behind. And now I have a monetary interest in it as well, which is kind of nice, so if I choose another path to put money into something for stocks and whatnot, it's got to be something that I really care for, something that I am very knowledgeable about, and something that I frequent or utilize or consume on a regular basis. So that might happen. That might happen at some point. There's a dragonfly. There's some dragonflies, bikes going by, some cypress knees, some cypress trees. That's going to do it for today. Thanks for listening. I'll see you in the next video. The vlog is over. Do you have a nest egg, squirrel? Do you have a place you can take your walnuts back to? Well, or your pecans or whatever it is that falls out of the trees? You're not going to tell me, right? If you did tell me, you wouldn't give exact numbers. Yeah, that's my philosophy. That's exactly what I'm thinking, squirrel. Oh man, that laughter distracted you. You were getting up close. You were going to walk up and tell me some secrets of investing. I'm open to any advice. You don't have any advice, huh, squirrel? Okay. See you later. Also, this video is definitely a different subject matter than what I usually cover. I may never mention this again, but I wanted to mention it. Now, am I doing the right thing? Maybe I am. Maybe I'm not. Gotta try stuff though, right?